Keeping fit. For some, it's a hobby. For others, it's an obsession. And for those that don't fancy contending with the weather or are short of time, exercise equipment is the way forward.
健身是每一个人对自己的一个期望。
And the key to successful self-improvement: ergonomic design, precision assembly, rigorous quality testing. In a word, craftsmanship.
既然是做健康产业，那我们应该要把健康放在前面。
Fitness is more than a leisure pursuit, and enabling it, encouraging it, is the mission that's been taken to heart by this mega factory. Downtown San Francisco, California. The gyms are filled with office workers, making the most of their weekend. Everywhere, machines for training. This city has the highest density of gyms in the entire United States. And they're all full of exercise equipment. Less well known, though, is the fact that over half of all these machines hail from an island on the other side of the world. This is where the buyers for fitness equipment gather. Everything is covered. Gear for cardio and for weight training. Commercial gym machines. Home fitness gear. It's all sold here because this is where it's made, Taiwan. And for good reason.
70年代的时候，国外的室内健身车就已经在市场上看得到了。那台湾当时是自行车的王国，所以一般的室内健身车的品牌就来台湾找供应商来开始制作那个健身车。
As Taiwan has transformed over the last half-century, so has the fitness equipment industry. Once marked by cheap labor and low cost, it's now a high-tech sector, with Taiwanese brands taking center stage. Altogether, some 100 manufacturers generate nearly $2 billion every year.
台湾的健身器材市场在国际的地位是相当重要的。 乔山跟戴宇这两家公司是以自有品牌为主，然后像乔山现在已经是世界最大的健身器材的制造厂商。家用室内健身器材来讲的话呢，戴宇全球排名应该是第2。
Fitness equipment falls into 2 categories. There's weight or resistance training, which uses equipment and free weights to bolster muscle strength and endurance across different muscle groups across the body. Cardio training makes use of treadmills, elliptical machines, and exercise bikes of various kinds, which mostly work the leg muscles to boost the heart rate and respiration through rhythmic leg movements.
站在跑步机上面，其实有本身的重量，然后在跑的时候，其实是因为带子呢，带动你之后呢，你强迫你有动，你会开始觉得开始发热，你会开始觉得你的心跳开始提升。我们的最大心跳率到达80%的时候，其实就提升我们呼吸的代谢量，有增强提升呢你心肺功能的效果。
In central Taiwan lies the world's densest center for precision machinery. This area alone generates some $30 billion every year. Among all the machine industry and materials production, this area also is home to the bulk of the Taiwanese fitness equipment industry.
就像半导体一样，台湾健身器材这一块在 中部周遭已经形成一个共生体。我今天 order 的，我下午就能够拿到，我就可以立刻组装，好，然后甚至组装完之后，我们就可以外销了啊。所以其实台湾的很大的优势就是在这一块。
At the heart of the ecosystem is Dyaco, the world's second largest manufacturer of home fitness equipment.
但我们制造出来的器材就是要给人使用，所以我们当然会非常的在意人使用者他的一个感受。
Alan Chung has been in the business for over 30 years. The relatively simple assembly process is something he oversees with pride. There's more to it than meets the eye, as precision is everything, and any slip-ups could compromise quality.
在运动器材这个行业来讲的话，我们的制式率还算是相当高。那从基本的金属加工到烤漆，一直到后段的组装，然后成品检验，一直到出货，都是我们一手包办。
The factory at the center of the complex houses 6 production lines, each dedicated to its own product, assembling, inspecting, and packing for shipping. 500 meters away, there's a production facility which manufactures the metal components that feed these production lines. And away from this hard industry, there's a design unit placed in the heart of Taichung City. This is where all the manufacturing begins.
针对设计的部分，我们会开启一个设计案，定说我们所要做的产品它的一个定位、定价跟它的规格，包含它的市场，再交由研发单位去进行后续的一个设计。工业设计团队也针对外形的部分来做不同的一个发想。
There are 2 sides to industrial design here. Working out what consumers want and designing that into a good-looking package. And there's the human factor. How to make it all work for as many people as possible.
整个产品开发的过程中会很重视原因工程，比如说我今天要设计的跑步机或者是飞轮车，那我的人坐上去之后，我可能腿长大概要在哪一个范围之内，我可以满足到最长的腿长跟最小的腿长。
It's a scientific approach to design, based on how the human body works. The aim is not just to provide the best workout, but to make sure it works for everyone, whatever their size or shape. And the exercise has to be effective too. Efficiency has to be built in. Not everyone enjoys exercise, and designers have to take that into account. Running at 10 kilometers per hour on a treadmill for half an hour will typically burn off around 300 calories. But some people find the punishment of that half hour outweighs the health benefits. And they're not wrong. The treadmill was invented for use in prisons. Over 200 years ago, an engineer named William Cubitt came up with a roller that prisoners could turn by stepping on it, called the tread wheel. It's a cross between a treadmill and a step machine. The prisoners would step on it for hours at a time, while the power was harnessed for pumping water or grinding grain. Now that it's optional, and designers have made it much more comfortable and safer to use, the treadmill is perhaps the most popular exercise device in the world. It's almost luxurious, though the user still has to put the work in to see any benefits.
当然运动过程中是蛮辛苦，是需要一些努力的。那我们尽可能去营造一个舒适的体验，去给消费者。所以像是上面的风扇啊，或者是说我们的电表，都会尽量去模拟一个比较拟真的环境或舒适的环境，去让 使用者他在过程中是得到一个比较好的体验。
Once a design has been through computer testing and several rounds of refinements, and it's been approved for production, it's sent over to the factory where it can start the manufacturing process. The basic raw material is the metal pipe, whether round, square, or flattened off. Here in the component facility, various pipes are welded together to form the components for the assembly line. They form the core of the machinery and need to meet high quality standards so that the fitness machines can function flawlessly long term.
一般在健身器材来讲，都是以铁材、铁管为主要的原料。那所以说，这是一个非常重要的一个制程，所以我们自己就必须要拥有这样子的一个加工设备。铁管的加工不外乎是切管、冲压、弯管跟焊接。
To achieve these standards, the process is highly automated, with specialized industrial robots taking over many of the tasks, particularly welding, to ensure consistency. The pipes are cut to the exact length specified using laser cutters. These machines can deal with the toughest metal, burning through it along a pre-programmed path. Compressed air blows away the evaporated metal, and the cut edges are smooth, even, and precise to a fraction of a millimeter. The pipes then have holes punched in them, where they will be joined together with bolts. Most need to be shaped as well, bent by computer-controlled machines to precise angles so they can fit together. The machines, however, still need to be fed by hand. Finally, it's the turn of those robotic welders. The components are now ready to come over to the assembly lines. Here in the loading bays, the newly arrived components are hooked onto an overhead conveyor that will transport them as much as a kilometer through the factory.
车架、烤漆件直接吊挂在空中不落地，然后直接运输到生产线上面。那这样子的一个过程可以减少它刮伤的机会产生，同时可以提高它的运输跟生产效率。
Before anything else, the components have to be protected from corrosion, and it doesn't hurt that it makes them look good as well. To do this, workers use spray guns to apply powder particles directly onto the bare metal, making sure it gets into all the corners and grooves. Once this is done, the components continue on their path through a series of automatic sprays that ensure everything is evenly covered with powder.
所谓的粉体涂装，这跟一般的液体涂装有很大的不同。那液体涂装让人家比较诟病的是，因为它必须要透过溶剂的溶解，所以说它会有比较有环保上面的一个问题。那粉体涂装它是用树脂，所以说它没有这样子的一个溶剂的问题。比较没有环保上面的一个隐患。
The powder needs to be cured to fasten it to the metal permanently. To do this, the components are brought into a special oven running at 220 degrees Celsius. The powder polymerizes, smoothing out and bonding to the metal. Every piece emerges with a sturdy, hard-wearing surface. Now it's time to come together. The components are ready for assembly. The next production line is relatively short, just 200 meters. But it packs in 3 working areas: parts assembly, quality control, and finally, packaging. The process is part automated, but there's still a need for 50 skilled workers. Together, they can produce up to 300 units a day. Treadmills, exercise bikes, whatever is required. Today, the order to be fulfilled is for 150 elliptical machines. The elliptical machine is used for cardio training. It allows the user to move their arms and legs to simulate the natural motion of running or walking. The elliptical movements, which give rise to the machine's name, reduce impact stress. The user's movement spins a 13-kilogram flywheel at the heart of the machine. A pulley system controls the resistance of the spinning flywheel and allows the intensity of the workout to be changed. So, like all the machines here, it has to be manufactured within strict tolerances.
每一台100%都会经过扭力机的一个检验，然后确保说它的扭力值是在我们设定的一个范围内。其实它就是模仿你在户外骑脚踏车的时候，从平路到小的上坡，一直到更大的一个上坡。也就是说，当你的上坡越大的时候，你的扭力值就越高，人的运动量、人的负载的力量就要越大。
The user puts in most of their effort on the pedals. With no actual ground contact, the joints are protected from the jolting of a real run. The pedals themselves are sloped slightly inwards, just 3 degrees. Studies have shown this allows the body to keep a natural upright position during exercise and helps reduce unnecessary fatigue. In the final stage, handlebars and an electronic interface are added. The machine now weighs nearly 200 kilograms. Although it's fully assembled, it's not quite ready to be sent out. It has to pass a quality check and have any faults put right.
我们设置了一个静音室来隔绝大部分的一个噪音，那让机器 进到这个静音室里面去做测试的时候，品保人员能够更清楚的去判断是否有轻微的异音。其他包含像功能的部分，包含像一些外观的部分，也都在检验项目里面。
Once the machine has passed all its inspections, it can be packed up and sent off. Even that has to be thought through well. A machine this heavy and awkwardly shaped will need sturdy packaging to avoid damage. All the more so, given that it might be traveling to the other side of the world. The machines that are shipped out have all been tested to make sure they're working properly. But will this be the case long term? Are all the belts tight after a year of use? Have any screws come loose? Is the motor still running well? The way to find out: endurance testing.
因为我们的最长的测试时间，基本原则上需要，例如说1000小时。那如果你要让人跑1000小时，可能会比较有困难。所以我们设定机械脚的方式，包含设定了它的重量、使用者重量，然后进行我们的一个寿命测试，重新再确认它的一个品质是不是符合设计阶段所规范出来的一个产品的标准。
When the COVID pandemic hit in 2020, most indoor activities became impossible. Gyms and fitness centers across the world closed their doors, and many have not reopened since.
What is up, Soul Fam? My name is
But people still want to be fit. And so home workouts and interactive smart fitness have taken over. Equipment hardware has been supplemented by software packages designed to engage the user, replacing the let's get it done atmosphere of the gym.
经过疫情的期间之后，我们的产品上面也导入了很多的远端的课程或体验，去帮助消费者他在经过这段时间，他其实不用真的到健身房，他还是可以享受到，比如说到健身房去团练的感觉，或者直接到户外去运动的感觉。
As in all walks of life, AI features heavily, mining big data to provide the best fitness regimes for the individual. People don't necessarily want to exercise harder. They want to exercise smarter. And the fitness equipment has to keep up.
以前在科技不发达的时候，人们都会觉得说，我只要运动流汗就好了。但是随着科技越来越进步 ，AI 进来了，开始朝向所谓的智慧化、智慧健身。我怎么样运动才能够让我更健康，或是可以帮助我达到目的？
健身是每一个人对自己的一个期望，他希望可以有好的体态，所以说现在的所有的产品的设计都会想办法去怎么样去让人可以在健身器材上使用的时间长一点，创造你想要运动的这个欲望。我觉得这个是比较重要的。那这样子的话呢，这个健身的人口就会慢慢增加。
既然是做健康产业，那我们应该要把健康放在前面，所以我们现在要做的应该不只是营收，而要考虑到更多的环保跟健康上面的一个议题。所以当你成品做出来的时候，那样子的一个成就感是没有办法被取代的。
Regular exercise upholds the essential equilibrium of our bodies, a cornerstone of universal health awareness. And fitness machines have a significant role in this. Careful design and quality manufacturing mean that they can be more effective and safer. At the same time, care has to be taken to ensure that a workout on an exercise machine is entertaining in its own right. These Taiwanese factories strive to transform monotonous exercise into a dynamic and efficient experience. Ultimately, they will no longer be just a fabrication center, but a place where an entire lifestyle takes shape.